What's going on, everybody? It is February 2nd in Oklahoma, and it is sunny and 72, literally. A little bit of cloud cover, but it is just too nice of a day not to go out and catch some fish. It's been a little bit since I've been out. I don't know what it's going to be like, especially with this warm front that we have going on. But I thought it'd be a good day to kind of go over my top 3 baits for February. So we're going to go ahead and get into that, get out on the water on a pond, and try to catch some fish. Stay tuned. Yeah, okay, don't throw anything in the water right here because I think this is where the fish are going to be, okay? Try to stay quiet. Yeah, here, let's stop. We're going to stop like right here.
Why is it plastic?
Okay, guys, the first bait, my first top bait for February is going to be a finesse worm, specifically on a wacky rig. So in February, we're still technically in winter. And normally I would throw a drop shot in the winter, particularly in January, but we're kind of at a point right now we're in a warm front and you can move the wacky rig around a little bit faster. It has a little bit more action to it, and that might be better when the water warms up a little bit compared to a drop shot. So I typically use the wacky rig sort of as like a search bait almost. I'll usually start with this and a medium retrieve. And then so not too fast, not too slow. We're gonna give it a little bit of action, and I'm just looking for fish. Now with this pond, it's pretty small. It's not very deep. The deepest spot is out in the middle. Pretty typical pond. Now, with it being warmer, I suspect that we might actually catch some fish up shallow because the shallow water is gonna warm up a little bit faster, and I think they're gonna kind of get in and around that area just to try to stay warm. So we'll see if we can catch something on the wacky rig on a finesse worm. This is a Zoom trick worm specifically. Pick whatever worm, whatever color you want. They work really well in February, so that's going to be my first one. We're going to see if we can catch a fish on this. I'm going to fish it just a little bit, try to locate the fish, and then we will move on to our next bait. Oh, guys. Oh, we had one right there. Dang it. Okay, so looks like they're sitting around this log. Pretty typical behavior. And they're up shallow. Unless that was a bluegill that yanked on it, I think we might get on some today. That's a good sign we at least got bit. And I'm working it pretty dang slow and just twitching it a little bit here and then. Okay, be careful. Troy's out there going on an adventure. All right, just be careful. So this log actually used to be over there in the middle, but we had a big storm roll through and then it was relocated. So I don't know if it was that storm, but a couple days later, I just happened to notice that it was over here. Oh, there's a fish, there's a fish. Oh man, I watched him eat it. Okay, so they are kind of up shallow around the cover. He wasn't very big. He just didn't have it all the way yet. Let's see if we can get him. There he goes. Oh, he took the worm. He took the worm. I'm sight fishing for him. Okay, let's get another one on there. Okay, guys, we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go with the little Strike King. Oh yeah, we're gonna go with the little Strike King finesse worm and see if we can get him on that. I can see my worm floating. Oh, yeah, he's a big one. I can see my other worm that fish took floating, so he spit it.
Wait, you can see it?
This one's a little bit smaller, and that fish was kind of small. We can still catch a bigger fish on this, but I think this is going to be more of a finesse style presentation for the time of year. This is what it takes to catch fish in cold weather, guys. Even though it's kind of warm, the water's still cold. All right, guys, so we've got bit on the finesse worm. We know at least fish are biting. They were crappie. We're going to try to look for a bass. My second lure that I like to use in February for my top 3 is going to be a jerkbait. These are versatile. You can throw them year round. They particularly work well in colder water. So you're going to want to throw this, especially if you think fish are suspended. You throw a suspending jerkbait. That helps a lot. Change your retrieval speed. So today I might be going a little bit faster. Just because it's a little bit warmer, the fish might be a little bit more fired up. If it's real cold, you're gonna wanna work it really slow, but it really just depends on what's going on. This particular brand that I'm using is a Yozuri. I think this is actually a saltwater one, but it's one that I just really like. I've caught bass on it plenty of times. It's actually the same jerkbait that I modified in my lure modification video, so if you guys wanna check that out, go ahead and hit the card up above. All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the third bait. So that is gonna be a Ned rig. Ned rigs are also extremely versatile. They work really well in cold water. It's a presentation where you can kind of just sit it on the bottom and work it as fast as slow as you want, but it kind of stands up a lot. It's real finessey. This particular one is a lunker hunt. I forget what the exact name of it is, but it's like a lunker hunt finesse craw. We're gonna go ahead and give this one a shot. You're gonna wanna work this on either soft or hard bottom, doesn't really matter, but especially around structure is typically where it works best. It also works really good around weed lines. There's not a lot of weeds in February, but don't let that disappoint you. Trust me, I'm telling you, these things work really well. So this one is a 1/4 ounce. I'm just throwing it on a medium heavy spinning rod, the Lose Mock Smash, and we're just gonna work this nice and slow on the bottom, see if we can't get something. All right guys, so I got my son fishing the Ned rig right now. See if he can get something on that. Since the only thing we've gotten bit on is a finesse worm, and we know there's some crappie over here, just for the sake of the video and being able to catch a fish, I'm gonna include another bait into this top 3. This is just gonna be a bonus for those of you that watch this far. Gulp minnows. Man, let me tell you, these things slay fish. Crappie, bass, sunfish, I mean, all kinds of different fish on these guys. These ones are a little hard and crusty. What I like to do though is I just like to nose hook them and cast them out as is, just like this. And I just kind of work it like I'm gonna work a fluke basically. They're a little bit hard to cast. You're definitely going to need a spinning rod for this, but I'm telling you guys, this is a great way to catch a fish when the fishing is tough. Good job, bud. My son is launching that Ned rig across the pond. He's getting a lot better at casting. So we'll just see if we can catch a crappie on this, because that would be cool. In February last year, I did the same thing, actually, just at a different pond. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, we are struggling. I couldn't even get anything on the gulp minnow, so we're gonna go back to a finesse worm. This time we're gonna do the Zoom trick worm with the chartreuse tip on it that I really like, so we'll see if that helps us get a bite. Maybe we can target some bass with this and get a little bit further of a cast with this as well. So we're troubleshooting in real time, so I'm just trying to take you guys through my thought process and how I work upon the baits I like to use in February. That's the whole point of this video, so we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, we are moving spots because my son is absolutely convinced that if we come to this side, we're gonna catch a fish. So we're following his lead. There's a trail right here where we can go down. See?
I already know.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, Dad, I'm not done playing.
All right, well, let's stop and fish right here in this corner. Yeah. This is the side that the sun is hitting, so we may have some luck here. Let's take a shot. We'll try with the finesse worm on this side first.
Dad, I just saw a fish, a little one.
Really?
Dad, I'll get off of that thing too.
Here, let's give it a shot.
Give it a shot. I'm standing. More. I'm bright. I'm bright. I want to go on this. Oh, no, I'm going back with you. I'm just scared.
Alright guys, so unfortunately the fish won today. We were humbled. I'm still going to post this video. Listen, I just like to practice what I preach, so if I'm going to sit here and talk about baits to you guys, I'm going to be fishing them. It didn't work out for us today. We got some weird weather patterns. Okay, don't let that discourage you. I'm telling you, these baits really do work in February. If you guys haven't liked and subscribed already, please do so. Check out my other playlist on different seasons, different baits, all that kind of stuff. Love you guys. Appreciate it.